guys, what are we going to do with our video presentation?
We should talk about it now and brainstorm on how to gather the facts.
I think we should interview someone that has the knowledge about marketing.
Definitely, or someone that has taken the course. Yeah, like businessman or woman.
If that's the case, I know someone who have the knowledge about marketing because she is a businesswoman and she had taken the course too.
Who?
Lola Bashang. Hello po Lola, how are you na po? Miss ko na po kayo.
Hello rin ako.
Ay, ako'y ayos lang dito. Medyo naninibago lang sa nangyayaring pandemya pero nahiraraos naman.
Ay, miss na rin kita po. Ikaw, kamusta ka na dyan? Siya nga pala, bakit ka napatawag?
We're fine naman po Lola. I have called you Lola kasi po kailangan po namin mag-interview ng isang business owner po. Successful business owner and kayo po yung unang pumasok sa isip ko po.
Pagkakasakali po ako lang kung pwede po kayong interview ko.
O siya, if that's the case, bababa ko muna itong tawag at magpapalit muna ako, ha? Apo, sabihin mo na rin iyang mga kagrupo mo nang malaman rin nila ang aking ikikwento.
Pagkwento po kayo la?
Interview po yung kailangan namin eh. Baka po mapagod po kayo niyan and hindi na po namin kayo ma-interview po.
Ay, nako po, huwag kang mag-alala. Siyempre, sasagutin ko muna ang mga tanong nyo bago ako magkukwento.
O siya, ibababa ko muna ito at ako'y maghahanda na.
Sige po la.
Thank you po La.
Bye-bye!
Bye po. Thank you po.
Lola Bay, nandito na po sila!
Hello mga apo, kayo ba ang mga kaklase ng aking apo na si Sam?
Opo, Lola.
I'm Rizaan po, Lola.
And I'm Casey naman po, Lola.
And I'm Ginabi naman po, Lola. Kumusta po kayo?
Abay, mabuti naman ako. Nagagalak akong makilala kayo. O siya, let's see what I can help you.
We have video presentation about the marketing po Lola.
And we need to know about marketing process, understanding marketplace and consumer values, marketing strategies, and marketing mix.
And we also need to understand how consumer behave po.
And how important the product, price, place, and promotion are in starting up steps.
Lola, bago po pala natin simulan, pwede po ba mag-share kami sa inyo ng mga knowledge na nalalaman po namin sa topic na iyan? Para naman po kung sakaling may mali po kami ay makorek nyo po and madagdagan nyo po yung knowledge na meron po kami ngayon.
Introduction to marketing. Marketing. One of the basic definitions of marketing is meeting needs profitably. Marketing deals with customers. The twofold goal of marketing is to attract new customers by promising superior value and to keep and grow current customers by delivering value and satisfaction. Understanding the marketplace and customer needs. Marketing is all about creating value for customers. So, as the first step in the marketing process, the company must fully understand customers and the marketplace in which they operate. We examine 5 core customers and marketplace concepts. First, needs, wants, and demands. Second, market offerings, which are the products, services, and experiences. Third, value and satisfaction. Fourth, exchanges and relationships. And fifth, markets. Customer needs, wants, and demands. The most basic concept underlying market is that of human needs. Human needs are a state of health deprivation. They include basic physical needs for food, clothing, warmth, and safety. Social needs for belonging and affection. And individual needs for knowledge and self-expression. Wants are shaped by one society and are described in terms of objects that will satisfy those needs. When backed by buying power, wants become demands. Given their wants and resources, people demand products and services with benefits that add up to the most value and satisfaction. Market offerings. Customer needs and wants are fulfilled through market offerings. Market offerings are not limited to physical products. They also include services, activities, or benefits offered for sale that are essential, intangible, and do not result in the ownership of anything. Examples include banking, airline, hotel, retailing, and home repair services. The marketing process. These are the 5-step model of the marketing process for creating and capturing customer value. In the first 4 steps, companies work to understand consumers, create customer value, and build strong customer relationships. In the final step, companies reap the rewards of creating superior customer value. By creating value for customers, they in turn capture value from consumers in the form of sales, profits, and long-term customer equity.
Customer value and satisfaction. Customers form expectations about the value and satisfaction that various market offerings will deliver and buy accordingly. Customer value and customer satisfaction are key building blocks for developing and managing customer relationships. There are a variety of products and services that consumers can choose from that will satisfy their wants and needs. Because of that, customers create expectation about the value and satisfaction that the sellers or businesses will provide from buying a particular product. If the customers are satisfied, they will continue to buy and they might also share their experiences to others, which will help the business gain more customers without having to spend money in marketing the products or the business itself. If they aren't satisfied, they will obviously lose customers, and those customers might share their bad experiences to others, which will also lead to losing prospective customers. So the customers must feel like they are special to build a strong relationship with them. Exchanges and relationships. Marketing occurs when people decide to satisfy their needs and wants through exchange relationships. Exchange is the act of obtaining a desired object from someone by offering something in return. Example of this is the barter system that was practiced before. They trade a product or service in exchange for the other product or service, like for example, crops for labor or crops in exchange for spices. Markets. A market is the set of actual and potential buyers of a product or service. Marketing means managing markets to bring about profitable customer relationships. Because of the concept of exchange and relationships, the concept of market was created. Both buyers and sellers are present in the market. Buyers are the ones who consume, while sellers provide those goods and services that will satisfy the needs and wants of consumers. Other core marketing concepts are market segmentation and positioning. Market segmentation is the process of dividing a market into distinct groups of buyers who have different needs, characteristics, or behaviors and who might require separate marketing strategies or mixes. On the other hand, positioning is arranging for a product to occupy a clear, distinctive, and desirable place relative to competing products in the minds of target consumers. Marketers plan positions to distinguish their products from competing brands and give them the greatest advantage in their target markets. Consumer buyer behavior is the buying behavior of final consumers. Final consumers are the individuals and households that buy goods and services for personal consumption. All of these final consumers combine to make up the consumer market. There are so many factors that affect the buying behavior of consumers. The American consumer market consists of more than 323 million people. They consume more than $11.9 trillion worth of goods and services each year, making it one of the most attractive consumer markets in the world. Consumers around the world vary based on age, income, education level, and taste. Despite the differences, they relate with each other and other elements of the world, which influences their choices among various products, services, and companies.
Model of consumer behavior. We can measure the whats, wheres, and whens of buyer behavior, but it is difficult to see what's inside the consumer's head and figure out the whys. According to this model, marketing stimuli, 4Ps, and other major forces such as economic, technological, political, and cultural forces enter the consumer's black box and produce certain responses. Once in the black box, these inputs produce observable buyer responses such as brand choice, purchase location and timing, and brand engagement and relationship behavior. Cultural, social, personal, and psychological characteristics have a tremendous influence on consumer purchases. Since marketers cannot control these factors, they must first consider those. Consumer behavior is influenced by a wide range of cultural factors, and marketers must be aware of the importance of the buyer's culture, subculture, and even their social status. Since practicing our culture is inevitable, marketers must take this into account as elements that influence consumer behavior. If these elements are recognized, it will be easier for the marketer to identify what products or services is he or she is going to render. Social factors such as consumers' small groups, social networks, family, and social roles and status likewise influence consumers' behavior. It is evident that social phenomena have an impact on people's point of view. They are most influenced by the organizations to which they belong. The groups, objectives, and visions, as well as their perceptions and opinions, matter because they are the one whom an individual most trusts.
Personal factors. People's buying decisions reflect and contribute to their lifestyle, their whole pattern of acting and interact in the world. First is the occupation. A person's occupation affects the goods and services bought. Second, age and life stage. People change the goods and services they buy over their lifetime. Taste in food, clothes, furniture, and recreation are often age-related. Third, economic situation. Marketers must understand their customers' needs and demand, as well as their financial status in light of current economic environment. Furthermore, it is necessary to analyze the economic situation in order to efficiently allocate what is needed. Fourth, lifestyle. The lifestyle is when a person expresses in his or her activities like shopping, interest when people like fashion, and opinions is all about himself or their businesses. Last one, the personality and self-concept. Personality is mean that it is your own or it is your self-image. Psychological factors. A person's buying choice are further influenced by four major psychological factors: motivation, perception, learning, and beliefs and attitudes. First is the motivation. A person has many needs at any given time. Some are states of tension, such as hunger, tears, or discomfort. We have two most popular theories of Sigmund Freud and Abraham Maslow. Sigmund Freud assumed that people are largely unconscious about the real psychological forces shaping their behavior. Abraham Maslow sought to explain why people are driven by particular needs and particular times. Second one is the perception. It is the process by which people select, organize, and interpret information to form a meaningful picture of the world. Learning. When people act, they learn. Learning describes changes in individual behavior arising from experience, beliefs, and attitudes. Through doing and learning, people acquire beliefs and attitudes.
Marami na rin pala kayong nalalaman mga apo. Ngayon, tanungin nyo naman ako ng mga gusto nyong malaman.
Lola, we want to know what the buying decision behavior and decision process of customers are.
Buying behavior may vary greatly across different types of product and buying decision. There are four types of buying decision behavior. The first one is complex buying behavior, when a consumer is highly involved with the purchase and when there are significant differences between brands. For example, bumili ako ng kotse for the first time. It is a big decision for me as it involves a high economic risk. The second one is dissonance reducing buying behavior, where a consumer is highly involved but few perceive differences among brands. For example, when I purchase a waffle maker, in this case, a customer won't think much about which model to use and choosing between a few brands available. The third one is habitual buying behavior. It's characterized by low consumer involvement and few significant perceived brand differences. For example, yung araw-araw po nating pinupurchase ng mga product. And the last but not the least is variety-seeking buying behavior. Kabaliktaran naman po ito ng habitual buying behavior. It's characterized by low consumer involvement but significant perceive brand differences. For example, bumili po tayo ng sapatos without putting thought into it. Next time, they will choose another brand to change the scent. In making a purchase, the buyer goes through a decision process consisting of need recognition is the first step in consumer buying behavior and it is also called problem identification. Ito po yung mga pangangailangan natin. Halimbawa, winter is coming, so ang kailangan natin is mga jacket, ganun po. Information search is the stage of buyer decision process which the consumer is aroused to search for more information. Dito po ay nangangalap po tayo ng mga informasyon tungkol sa mga bibilhin nating product, nagbabasa po tayo ng mga comment, and nagsisearch din po tayo sa Google. Evaluation of alternative and the buyer's decision process in which the consumer uses information to evaluate alternative brands in the choice set. For example, the customer compares a few brands that she likes. Purchase decision is the buyer decision about which brand to purchase. Post-purchase behavior is a reflect on the purchase they made. Cognitive dissonance is a perception of contradictory of information. Relevant of item of information include a person, action, feelings, ideas, beliefs, values, and things in the environment.
Thank you po, Lola, but we still need more information about the marketing mix po.
Can I give you the remaining information that you need by telling your story, mga apo?
Of course, Lola, that will be interesting. And I really miss your super daming kwento po eh.
Ang ikikwento ko sa inyo ay tungkol sa buhay ni Adoracion nagpala o tawagin na lang natin siyang Dora.
Ito ay kwento ng kanyang buhay na mga pinagdaanan bago siya maging isang successful na business owner. Makinig kayo at sisimulan ko na ang pagkukwento. Maraming mga tao ang nagsisimulang magpatayo ng negosyo. Si Dora
Marami
ay
na sa
isa
mga
sa mga
kakilala ko
taong
ang nagiging
nangangarap na
successful.
magkaroon na rin ng
Bakit kaya
kanyang
hindi ko rin
sariling
subukan?
business.
Matagal ko na rin naman gustong magkaroon ng
biglang
sariling
nagising
negosyo
si
eh.
Dora na
Pero paano
determinadong
ako
magpatayo
magsisimula?
ng
Hindi
sarili
ko
niyang
alam kung anong
negosyo
ibibenta kong
dahil sa
produkto.
impluensya ng
At
mga
saka kung
tao
paano ko
na
patatakbo
nakikita
ng
niya sa
pag-alala
kanyang
ito.
paligid. Subalit,
Paano
siya
ko
ay
malalaman ang mga
nag-aalala
ito?
dahil wala siyang alam kung
Alam ko
paano
na.
magsisimula.
Paano kaya kung
Ano
magpunta
ang
ako sa iba't
produktong
ibang
kanyang
lugar?
ibebenta,
Baka sakaling doon ako
paano
makakuha ng
patakbuhin
mga
at
ideya tungkol
palaguin.
dito.
Kaya
Sabi
dito
nila,
na nagsimula
traveling
ang
will
kanyang
give you more
pag-travel in
experience
different
and knowledge.
places
Then,
while
I'll do that.
investigating. Para makakita ng iba't ibang products, malaman ang iba't ibang strategies in the pricing, paano makakarating sa
Cebu and
consumer
Manila.
product, and
There
the
are
different
numerous business
promotional
here.
types
I'm
to
sure I
market
can get a lot
products.
of insight with these places.
Dora decided her first stop to be in Cebu.
Maayong adlaw, Cebu. Mabuti naman at narating ko na rin ang lugar na ito. Anong meron doon? Mukhang may pageant palang nagaganap. Sino kayang mga contestant?
And now, let's welcome the finalists of this contest. Miss Ligasto, Mr. Sembrana, Miss Nazareno, and Miss Suga. Mukhang mahigpit ang labanan sa contest na ito ngayon lalo't tatlo pang business owners ang ating natitirang semifinalists. Let us all be informed na we have third, second, and first place and the grand winner for this packet. Para maiba naman, ang magtatanong ng question sa ating mga contestants ay ang audience. You can raise your hand if you are interested to give questions to our contestants. Yes, ma'am. Looks like she just arrived here. What's your questions for our contestants, ma'am?
They are both business owner. Ang itatanong ko sa kanila ay about sa business. For contestant number 1. We all know that product is important to every business. Can you define what product is and give additional information about it?
Thank you for that question. So product is anything that can be offered to a market for attention, acquisition, use, or consumption that may satisfy a want or need, such as cars, clothing, and gadgets. It is a key element in the overall market offering. Because marketing mix planning begins with building an offering that brings value to target customers, which is the product. This offering becomes the basis on which the company builds profitable customer relationships. Additionally, a product is more than a simple set of tangible features. Products also include services, events, persons, places, organizations, and ideas, or a mixture of this, whereas services is defined as an activity, benefit, or satisfaction offered for sale that is essentially intangible and does not result in the ownership of anything, such as banking, wireless communication, and home repair services. There are 3 levels of product. The core customer value, which is the most basic level, wherein the company asks, what is the customer really buying? Next one is the actual product. At the second level, product planners must turn the core benefit into an actual product. This includes developing product and service features, a design, a quality level, a brand name, and a packaging. The last one is augmented product. It is the actual product plus the various benefits and services offered with it, such as warranty and maintenance. Furthermore, consumers see products as complex bundles of benefits that satisfy their needs. As perceived to this, when developing products, marketers first must identify the core customer value that consumers seek from the product. They must then design the actual product and find ways to augment it to create customer value and full and satisfying brand experience.
Thank you, contestant number 1. Now please come forward, contestant number 2. You may continue.
Contestant number 2. What are the different product and service classifications?
So thank you for that question. So a product and service classifications are divided into 2 categories based on the types of consumer mentioned there. These are consumer products and industrial products. So first one is consumer product. It's a product bought by final consumers for personal consumption. These are goods and services purchased by end users for personal use. It's classified into 4 categories. So the first one is convenience product. It's a consumer product that consumers usually buy frequently, immediately, and with minimum comparisons and buying effort. So example of this is coffee, milk, bread, and ingredients. So second one is shopping product. A consumer product that the customer, in the process of selecting and purchasing, usually compares on such attributes as suitability, quality, price, and scent. Example of this is furniture, clothing, major appliances, and retail services. So the third one is specialty product. It is a consumer product with unique characteristic or brand identification for which significant group of buyers is willing to make a special purchase effort. Example of it is specific brands of high-end goods such as luxury cars and high-fashion clothing. So, fourth one is unsold product. It's a consumer product that the customer either does not know about or knows about but does not normally consider buying. Example is funeral services, encyclopedias, fire extinguishers, and reference books. So, next is industrial product. It's a product bought by individuals or organizations for further processing or for use in conducting a business. It is any goods purchased and used for industrial and commercial purposes are considered industrial product. They include machinery, manufacturing plants, raw materials, and any other commodity or component used by industries or businesses. These are three groups of industrial products and services. Material and parts, example is raw materials and farm product. Capital item, example is installation and equipment. And lastly, supplies and services, example is operating supplies and repair and maintenance items.
Okay, thank you, sir. Other than ma'am, who wants to throw some questions for our contestant? Yes, ma'am. You.
For contestant number 3, how does organizations, persons, places, and ideas relate to products? And can you enumerate to us the product and services differentiation?
Products also include organizations, persons, places, and ideas. Organization marketing consists of activities undertaken to create, maintain, or change the attitudes and behavior of target consumers toward an organization. It sells unique services delivered by a supported job or employment provider which focuses on services and customer satisfaction. Both profit and non-for-profit organizations practice organization marketing.
Person marketing consists of activities undertaken to create, maintain, or change attitudes or behavior toward particular people. Businesses, charities, and other organizations uses well-known personalities to endorse a service or a product and can affect or influence the consumer's choice.
Place marketing involves activities undertaken to create, maintain, or change attitudes or behavior toward particular places. It involves identifying target markets, developing advertising campaigns, and using selling tactics to influence buyer behavior, resulting in more visitors and tourism and new business investment.
Ideas can also be marketed. This area has been called social marketing and consists of using traditional business marketing concepts and tools to encourage behaviors that will create individuals and societal well-being. Instead of showing how a product is better than competing products, social marketing competes against undesirable thoughts, behaviors, or actions.
Product and service differentiation. Differentiation for products includes form, features, performance quality, conformance quality, durability, reliability, repairability, and style. Design has become an increasingly important differentiator. Differentiation for services are ordering ease, delivery, installation, customer training, customer consulting, maintenance and repair, and returns. Packaging, labeling, logos, and branding are also important product and service decisions to consider. Additionally, product and service differentiation is a market strategy that businesses use to distinguish a product or service from a similar offering on the market.
For contestant number 4, tell us something about services marketing and product lifecycle.
Services are characterized by 4 key aspects. They are intangible, inseparable, variable, and perishable. They are intangible because you cannot see them, touch them, or taste them. They are inseparable because you cannot separate production from consumption. They are variables because services may vary greatly depending on who provides them and when, where, and how they are provided. And they are also perishable that you cannot store them, save them, or return them. Furthermore, each characteristic possesses problems and marketing requirements. Marketers work to find ways to make the service more tangible, increase its productivity of providers who are inseparable from their product, standardize quality in the face of variability, and improve the demand movement and supply capacities in the face of service perishability. There are 3 types of marketing: the internal marketing, interactive marketing, and the external marketing. For internal marketing, it means that the service firm must orient, motivate, and support its customer contact employees at all management levels to consistently deliver a satisfying customer experience. In fact, internal marketing must precede external marketing. For the interactive marketing, when the employee fails to deliver at this level, then all the efforts made towards establishing a relationship with the customers would be wasted. So that a service firm must help employees to master the art of interacting with the customers. Interactive marketing is the most important part of the service marketing because it establishes a long-term or short-term relations with customers. And lastly, the external marketing. It is the action or business of promoting and selling services or products, including the market research and advertising to clients and potential clients. each product cycle marks by changing set of problems and opportunities. The sales of the typical product follows an S-shaped curve made up of 5 stages. The cycle begins with the product development stage, which the company finds and develops a new product idea. The introduction stage is marked by slow growth and low profit as the product is distributed to the market. If successful, the product enters a growth stage which offers rapid sales growth and increasing profit. Next comes a maturity stage in which product sales growth slows down and profits stabilize. Finally, the product enters a decline stage in which sales and profits dwindle. The company's task during this stage is to recognize the decline and decide whether it should maintain, harvest, or drop the product. The different stages of the product life cycles require different marketing strategies and tactics.
Thank you, contestants, for that informative question and answer portion. So now, we have come to know various concepts about product and how they are utilized in every business. Also, thank you for active audiences who asked our contestants those questions.
Thank you as well. I've learned a lot and have gathered information that I needed.
Dora checked the information she got from the pageant.
I need more information. Where should I go now?
Dora will arrive on her rented place ng masaya at very satisfied for what she had learned for that day. While she was in the middle of finalizing her notes about
I
product,
continue this na lang
lalabas
after
sa
the show.
TV ang inaabagan niyang talk show.
Good evening, Philippines. Welcome to When Life Talks. Tonight we have two special guests. As many people request to invite two types of business
Sakto!
owners,
Makakatulong ito sa akin.
starting up a business, especially the pricing strategies that we might consider. And now, let's welcome Mr. Rosario and Miss Orlando.
Good evening.
Good evening to Mr. Sheriff and Moranian.
Good evening to Mr. Rosario and Miss Orlando. Before we throw you a multiple question, let me ask you first. How's the business so far?
In the world of business, competition is really evident. As of now, my business is competing to different businesses that has the same product and services as we offer. But the thing is, our management is doing the best to cope with the situation by analyzing our marketing strategies. They are enhancing our product's quality, promotion strategy, and the pricing our goods and services.
Oh, that's really awesome. You really have your business tactics in terms of production and pricing, Mr. Rosario. We all know that price plays a vital role in buying decision behavior of a consumer. Because when we say price, this is some of all the values that consumers give up to gain the benefits of having using a product or services. How about you, Miss Orlando?
Mr. Rosario is right. There is a really tight competition in business because there are numerous people who are competitive and has the power to put up a business. For my business, we have a lot of competitors. A lot of business which also offers the same product as ours. As the quotation says, when the risk is high, the plan should be flexible. Now, our marketing personnel enhance our marketing strategy and they also enhance the price and the product character.
You two are really business owners. You know how to cope with such situations. Price is the only element in the marketing mix that produces revenue. All other elements represents cost. Price is also one of the most flexible marketing mix elements. Unlike product features and channel commitments, prices can be changed quickly. Are you born to be one? Or are you born to be a businessman or businesswoman? Both of you are great.
Maybe some of us are going to be a businessman. Or maybe made to be.
Alright, it's fun to talk about your businesses. But now, let's proceed to the most awaited part of this interview, which is the question and answer portion. Before anything else, the show acknowledges its viewers. That's why we will give you another chance to ask them some questions. You are advised to send your videos in our account. Okay,
After
now we will
hearing
now
that,
throw you the
Dora
questions that the
immediately
show has
sent her
prepared.
video
For
na
Mr.
naglalaman
Rosario,
ng kanyang
we know that
katanungan.
there are three major pricing strategies. Can you give one and kindly explain it to us?
Thank you for that question. Yes, we have major pricing strategies. First, we have customer volume-based pricing. It is a pricing approach that is primarily focused on customer perception of a product's or services value. Volume-based pricing means that the marketer cannot design a product and marketing program and then set the price. This pricing strategy begins with analyzing consumer needs and value perception, and then price is set to match perceived value. Companies can pursue either of two types of value-based pricing. Good value pricing involves offering just the right combination of quality and good services at a fair price. Value-added pricing, on the other hand, involves attaching value-added features and services to differentiate the company's offer and support charging higher prices. Rather than cutting prices to match competitors, they add quality, services, and value-added features.
Thank you, Mr. Rosario. Now, let's proceed to our second question. Since Mr. Rosario tackled the first pricing strategy, can you discuss the two remaining pricing strategy, Ms. Orlando?
Major pricing strategy is the cost-based pricing, where it involves setting prices based on the cost of producing, distributing, and selling the product plus a fair rate of return for the company's effort and risk. You know, companies with lower costs can lower prices that result in the smaller margins but greater sales. However, the companies intentionally pay higher costs so that they can add value and claim higher profits and margins. For my company, we are under the first phenomena where we can set lower prices. Now that we are talking about cost, we have different types of it. The fixed cost, the variable cost, and the total cost. When we say fixed cost, these are the costs that do not vary with the production or sales level. For example, in my company, the payment for month's bills, for rent, heat, interest, and executive salaries, regardless of our level of output, are considered as fixed costs, when variable costs vary directly with the level of production. Other companies tend to be dependent on the production of their items. And lastly, the total cost. Total costs are the sum of the fixed and variable costs for any level of production. Management wants to charge a price that will at least cover the total production cost of a given level of production. Sometimes we are doing it. Now we have two different pricing methods. The simplest pricing method is cost-plus pricing or the markup pricing. It is done by adding a standard markup to the cost of the product. For example, construction companies submit job bids by estimating the total project cost and adding a standard markup for profit. Another cost-oriented pricing approach is break-even pricing. The firm sets a price at which it will break even or make the target return on the cost of making and marketing a product. See the difference? The first one aims to add a markup for profit, and the other one is to make even for the cost of making and marketing the product. Now, the other major pricing strategy is the competition-based pricing. In setting prices, the company must also consider the competitors' prices based on their strategies, costs, prices, and market offerings. No matter what price it charges, high, low, or in between, the company must be certain to give customers superior value of that price. Because the consumers will base their judgment of a product's value on the prices that competitors charge for similar products.
Thank you, Ms. Orlando. We can clearly say that pricing strategy plays a role in decision making as well as building an image for a company. For the last question, we have chosen Ms. Dora's sent video.
Identify and define the other important external and internal factor affecting a firm pricing decision.
Thank you for the question, Ms. Dora. To answer the question, other internal factors that influence pricing decision include the company's overall marketing strategy, objectives, and marketing mix, as well as the organizational considerations. Price is only one element of the company's broader marketing strategy. If the company is selected its target market and positioning carefully, then its marketing strategy, including price, will be fairly straightforward. Common pricing objectives might include customer retention and building profitable customer relationships, preventing competition, supporting resellers, and gaining their support, or avoiding government intervention. Price decision must be coordinated with product design, distribution, and promotion decisions to form a consistent and effective marketing program. Finally, in order to coordinate pricing goals and decision, management must decide who within the organization is responsible for setting the price.
Other external pricing Considerations include the nature of market and demand and environmental factors, such as the economy, resellers' need, and government action. Ultimately, the customer decides whether the company has set the right price. The customer weighs the price against the perceived values of using the product. If the price exceeds the sum of values, consumer will not buy. So the company must understand such concepts as demand curves and price elasticity.
Thank you, Mr. Rosar and Ms. Orlando, for sharing your knowledge with us tonight. I know that many of our viewers have learned a lot. Because of the information that I've gained tonight, I have no plans to have a business.
Thank you to Mr. Chair Captain Jan Maranya.
for inviting us tonight.
We also have learned a lot because of the questions.
And that ends our episode for tonight. Thank you and magandang gabi!
Paunti-unti ko nang nakukuha ang information na kailangan ko. This travel is ended helpful.